The changes and blessings that you're wishing to see are not going to come through you striving to do more to make them happen. They're going to come through you resting and trusting that God has already prepared the way. And the reason you even desire these things, the reason you even desire to find purpose, the reason you even desire to stop striving is because He has it for you. The faster you realize that, the easier you can transition into resting and receiving, not having to work for everything you're receiving. Hey sis, welcome back to the Her Promise Circle podcast. I am your host, Michal. Nice to meet you. If it's your first time here, I am Michal. I'm the host of this podcast, the Her Promise Circle podcast, which is in the top 3% globally and has been since last March. At least that's when I noticed it. And also, I am the founder and CEO of Her Promise Circle Foundation. We do everything we possibly can to remove barriers that prevent women from accessing what they need for preventative wellness resources, including education, services, and care when it comes to their mind, body, and spirit. Our mission is just to make sure that women don't reach crisis before they get the support that they need. When it comes to your health and your wellness, it's everything. It's everything. I'm really enjoying this nonprofit version of me because I've always been like a social advocate for human rights and just hated injustice. That's probably the neurodivergent in me. But I want to talk a little bit about our mission with you today. So DCAP Public Health put out this report for 2025, and that's where we're located. Our office space is in Decatur, and so that is the report that I refer to when it comes to the stats and the problems and the issues, etc. And one that was super jarring was that there are crisis centers and nonprofits to help people once they reach that point of emergency. And if you guys know anything about me previous to right now, I am a critical care respiratory therapist. I have worked in that for about 11 years since I graduated college for it. And if you don't know what a respiratory therapist is, girl, so we are part of the emergency response team. We put people on life support. We maintain them on that life support. And then our job is to make sure that you are being ventilated while you are sedated, in a way that your lungs stay healthy and well. And then once we get you off of the ventilator, we are then responsible for the therapies that are involved after that to get you recovered back to the point of breathing on your own in a way that is not tiring or exhausting. We work a lot with like PT because they do a lot of the physical activity that goes into it, but we do a lot of the secretion clearance, which means like if you're coughing up things, which happens when you're on the ventilator sometimes, we help you. If you have asthma, then you've probably had a breathing treatment from a respiratory therapist. But I prefer critical care. So my scope of practice is mainly like attending every single code blue, which means the CPR, we are airway. So everything airway plus intubating. And then my job is to get them on the life support, maintain it. And then if necessary, we are the ones who quote unquote pull the plug, do the comfort measures processes for those who don't make it. So that is what I do. And that was what I've done for the past decade of my life. And in working in healthcare, it's really, I can't even explain the idea or processes of healthcare, like unless it's one of those things where it's like you have to be there, because seeing people die and then going to eat lunch is like not normal. And there was a time where I took like 6 months off after COVID because I was getting numb because so many people were passing at an alarming rate. Families weren't allowed to come in. I actually have vlogs about my COVID experience. If you guys want to go to my personal YouTube, it's Michal Renee. But I vlogged during COVID, just sharing and documenting like how I was feeling and how insane it was, because we're on the front lines. Like everyone was intubated. And then we had to pull the plug on a lot of the people because most of the people, especially past a certain age, didn't make it off the vent. So there was a lot of that. Respiratory was heavily involved in COVID, and our pays have increased since then because they realized how valuable we were. We're also in like a vent shortage nationwide. Like it was insane. It was insane. But I say that to say, because I've worked in such intense environments, an intense space of emergency, I see what crisis means. And our resources when it comes to healthcare, there's a shortage always. in night shift staff, especially there's always a shortage of employees and workers and equipment, supplies, etc. So when it comes to putting a burden on our resources as a community in crisis, what happens when those begin to overflow? And then even the crisis can't help you, right? And so to me, it makes sense to have someone stand in that gap that helps people before they get to a place of crisis. And I remember one particular story that I really wanted to share with you. There was this man in his late 40s, and he suffered a heart attack. And I remember I actually was doing EKGs that night. We sometimes do that, which is so stupid, but I did EKG for him that night. The EKG team wasn't there, and they sort of share our department with us, so we help out when we can. So I was doing an EKG for him, and I was just talking to him, and he was scared. You could tell this was like his first time being like hospitalized, like for like something that serious. And I did an EKG for him, and he was just telling me how scared he was. And I was just like, let me tell you something, because you guys know me in person. Like, you guys know me personally. I'm very candid, even with my patients, because some people need reality checks. But I told him, I said, in this space, when you're scared, don't let yourself be in this space again. Like, get to the gym, drink your water, start eating healthier, start taking your hypertension meds, start being more regular, start taking care of your mental health, because that also affects your stress. Like, block out times where you're actually taking care of yourself, because that's what's going to give you the best chance of not ending up back here. And I think he was so grateful that I said that. He was like, wow, yeah, I mean, you're right. Dang. He's like, you will not see me again. I remember that he was leaving. He was like, y'all will not see me again. So I prayed blessings to that man. I pray that he gained the discipline and lost some weight and just started being healthier. But I can't tell you how many times people end up in the hospital for emergency, when if they were being compliant with their course of health. And that's what I do, essentially, general health and well-being coaching. Now that I'm nationally certified, I'm going to take on more of those. I also accept insurance. So anyone who has any sort of chronic health, or if you have you have a desire that you want to be more regular and more consistent, you can't figure out why every time you try a workout plan, it doesn't work, or every time you pick up a new diet, you fall off. Me as a health coach, especially in the way that I teach, I help you find the reasons you can't be consistent. I help you find plans that are in your capacity so that you can actually be consistent and serious about your health and maintaining it. So that's what I do outside of respiratory therapy, my own personal practice, and what we do at our office in Decatur. On top of that, you guys know that I also have a faith integration option. So if you want to incorporate your faith as I talk to you here, the way I do on podcasts, on Bible study, and prayer calls, etc., you can also incorporate faith into our health coaching sessions. Again, I accept insurance. I have a letter that you have to fill out from your doctor, and you can get reimbursed for the sessions that you have with me. But other than that, I do the purpose coaching, podcast coaching, etc. But my favorite coaching is health coaching. Because I've seen the crisis state of people without regular maintenance of their health. And it's such an unfortunate thing. And obviously my passion is adult women. Like, I just love us, and I always have. And I know that that's why the enemy attacked me so hard when it came to my relationships with women in my life. And I know that's why he tried to isolate me, why he tried to make me think I hated women and people. I just feel like I was in this place where I was just completely isolating myself from people. And I didn't realize this is who I was. I didn't realize I was this person who God wanted to use to better the quality of people's lives. Health is wealth, okay? So having $1 million and being sick, I mean, what's the point? Like, health is wealth. It's everything. I mean, without being healthy and being able to enjoy things in this life, what do you have? Right? So your health is everything. And so being able to offer these resources to women. Our workshops, the people that I have coming this year is like mind blowing, because a session with a lot of these people is over $200 normally. So being able to offer it in this nonprofit space, free of charge to the women that we get referred to come in and get the help they need, is just a blessing. Is just a blessing. So that's why I tell the girls to please engage with every resource that we have here. I have a gut health specialist coming probably in February or March, who she is so knowledgeable, and she can tell you like what parts of your diet are causing more stress, or what to eat in order to help you in this area, etc. Because our gut health has a lot to do with anxiety. So if you're a girl who experiences anxiety like your girl has in her past, this is definitely a resource that is just so valuable that we will give you access to. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just truly special that God is choosing me in this season to help people in this way. And I know that this is what I needed whenever I first got my anxiety diagnosis. Like, I wish I had like a space of like community where I could like get some workshops. I could get some fitness classes, because, you know, Miss Keandra, she teaches our fitness classes. She gives free consultations, and she'll give you nutrition guidelines as well. And it's just so special, again, that we can offer this in this space all in one place. So we remove the barriers, including accessibility, yes, including affordability, that keeps women from going to what they need before it ends up in a state of emergency. And as I was saying in the beginning, DCAB Public Health's report said that 75% of people who reach that crisis level and reach out for crisis support are uninsured. And if you know anything about the political space right now, you know that starting this year, this month, and premiums have increased like to an insane level that most households cannot afford. So you've got a compounding, that was for 2025. So imagine 2026. You've got a compounding barrier now that people are going to be without insurance and then without access. So if you're living in poverty or below poverty, maybe you don't have a car, so you can't go to fitness classes. You can't even afford the fitness classes, right? So we are working to remove every barrier that would keep women from accessing what they need to maintain their health on a consistent basis. And if we're honest with ourselves here, sis, are we those women? Like, are you that woman? And I know if you've been listening to my podcast for any amount of time, I know you care about your health and your mind, and you care about increasing your education and access to what God has for you, to becoming that woman. And so everything we offer here is just to contribute to that journey for you. Community is so valuable. You up-level your life when you get and engage in community. I'm just so grateful for that we have a community that is safe and loving and caring, and they're always willing to give a helping hand or word. We also have a prayer support team here. So if you need to talk to somebody and just get some prayer and agreement with what you're going through, like, we offer that. Like, it's just such a great community. And I'm just grateful God has given us, or given me, the wisdom, because, sis, whenever you're first founding or starting something, you are all the hats. I'm wearing all the hats. And when I first started without my team, I was wearing every single hat. Okay. I was burning out because I had so much, because God was giving me so much insight. I just probably needed to pace myself. I was just so excited. But like, when I see something, I know that I have to get it out. Like, I just have to get it out. So, I got it out, and now we're in a space where it's stable and growing, and God can use us in this way. And I'm just grateful. I shared this with Bible study tonight. We just got our 501c3 officially. So yeah, God has just been good. And I pray that HPC, like, in our future, in the future of this world, and in the local community here in DeKalb County, is better because we exist. And I'm grateful that we stand in that gap for preventative care, preventative maintenance, giving you accountability, walking with you through it. Yeah, I'm grateful and excited. So I just wanted to give you a run through of my social mission, my social responsibility to better this system, because women deserve to live healthy, thriving lives, and we can't do that if we're not healthy. And I think a lot of people in poverty, or a lot of people that have been neglected, a lot of the factors and sectors of our world that are overlooked, Black women especially, we have the highest rate of dying in childbirth. We have the highest rate of being ignored, or women of color in general, ignored when we go to the doctor with pains. Or so I just really want to be part of the change in this climate, especially as costs are being reduced and funding's being reduced in areas that we need. And we don't just need funding in crisis, we need funding to help women maintain this healthy lifestyle, that they don't have to end up in crisis, especially young. Crisis happens to those who are not taking care of their health early more often. But if you get a healthy, stable routine now, you will be able to walk through life confident that you've done all you can do to make sure that you are healthy and well to take care of those around you. And us as women really have to learn to set that time aside for ourselves. And that's why we meet a few times a week, so you can take those, like you can take an hour out of your day and work out with Miss Keandra. You can take an hour out of your morning and start the day with the Lord and with your community. Take an hour out of your Thursday and get Bible study in with us. Take an hour out of whatever day of the week our workshop is and learn what you need to better your health. Like, you can do that and you deserve it. You deserve that time that you set aside for yourself. So yeah, I'm just so excited. The connections I've been making in this space are so valuable and impactful. There's so many really good people in this world, and I need you to realize that there are people trying to help. There's a lot of barriers to opening and starting things, but yeah, I mean, there are people doing it. So I find a lot of solace in that, because when you get in this space, you meet new people you've never even knew existed. I'm learning so much every single day that I'm just being propelled into these spaces and areas and places. And yeah, your life will change when God reveals your identity to you. And that's what I talked about in Bible study. Like, once I was able to, there was things in front of me that I couldn't see because I didn't know this is who I was. I didn't know this is what we were. So I'm sure these things existed before me, and of course they did, but it's like you can't see what's for you unless you know who you are, your mission, your vision. So I'm going to task you with the homework of making a mission and vision for this year for you. What is your mission and vision? Because if you know who you are, then you'll easier be able to identify who is for you, what opportunities are for you. Does this serve my mission? What has God commissioned me to do? And we watch in the word how God commissions many. My favorite is Gideon. I talk about him all the time, but make sure you subscribe to my Substack, because I'm going to be sharing these identity revelations leading up to launching my book and after, because I'm obsessed with the fact that our identity can literally put us in a whole different state of being, a whole different place in life. And it's exciting. So I need a place to put it, and I know that it's valuable to you as well. So definitely subscribe to my Substack. That's going to be below. God commissions so many people by telling them who they are. And my favorite is, one of my favorites is Gideon, because it's so blatantly obvious that we literally are Gideon. Because when God is talking to him, he's like, "You're a mighty man of valor. I'm with you." Gideon's like, "No, I'm the smallest in my family. I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm this, I'm that." And who else did that? Moses, go and do this. "No, I can't talk. I'm not able to speak. Like, please pick someone else." Like, and how many times do we disqualify ourselves when God is commissioning us to do great things? And he's literally just like, "I just need you to be the vessel. I'm going to do the heavy lifting. It's going to be me. It's going to be me showing my power through you." And I was telling the girls this in Bible study, like, working with defects in any capacity is a big deal. Nobody can take that from me. Like, that's a literal government agency. Like, what are we talking about? Getting referrals from defects whenever I, in my mind, felt like we were just starting, or just so much smaller in this space, because there are programs who have been doing this for 30, 50, 70, 100 years. And for them to refer people to you, to trust you to that degree, to help the people they refer to you, that is a huge deal. And I can only explain that they see the God in me. Like, I'm like, Lord, how are these people seeing me? Show me that. And he has. And ever since he showed me, like, in the spirit, and this reminds me of that story where I think it's Elijah, don't quote me, but Elijah's with his servant and they're fighting, they're battling, they're in battle. And he's like not worried. And they're like, why are you not worried? And he's like, Lord, open their eyes so they can see. And when he opens their eyes, they can see that there's angels helping them. Like, the fight isn't fair when he could see in the spirit. And that's how I feel. I feel like the fight is not fair in the spirit for HPC right now, for these bigger places, especially in this season where, for my prophetic people, this is like a season of judgment and also the exchanging of the guard. So you're seeing a lot of people being exposed because God is placing judgment on the actions and hearts of the people who don't have him first and are treating people wrong or bad, or who are corrupt, evil, essentially. God is like exposing that, and he's bringing them out of position. But in its place, he's putting people of God in position to do great and mighty things in big spaces, to be seen and influential. So this is why you go through that process of pruning, because God doesn't want you up there thinking you got yourself there. When you are a Christian girly or male, I don't know if you're listening, but Christian, your heart is purified through walking with him for years. And that's why it seems like it takes so long. But once you complete that process, I mean, it's always ongoing. But once you complete the process where God can trust you and he's like, hey, Joshua, I'm with you wherever you go. As I was with Moses, so I am with you. Everywhere your feet tread, that's your territory. Like, here's your authority. And we also see that in the story of Peter. I actually want to find it so I can read it to you. So when he was telling Peter who he was, because he also changed his name. Remember, his name was Simon. I'm just going to read it. Matthew 16 through 19. Simon Peter replied, you are the Christ. Because Jesus asked them, who do you say that I am? This revelation changed Peter's life. Who do you say that I am? And Peter said, you are the Christ, the Messiah, the anointed, the Son of the living God. Then Jesus answered him, blessed, happy, spiritually secure, favored by God are you, Simon, son of Jonah, because flesh and blood did not reveal this to you, but my Father who is in heaven. And I say to you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overpower it by preventing the resurrection of Christ. I will give you the keys, the authority of the kingdom of heaven, and whatever you bind, forbid, declare to be improper or lawful on earth will have already been bound in heaven. And whatever you loose, permit, declare lawful on earth will have already been loosed in heaven. Like, as soon as Peter had a revelation of Jesus fully, as soon as he was tapped into his spiritual sight fully, as soon as he had that revelation, he was given the keys. And you have to understand that what you speak can happen. The power of life and death is in the tongue. Your thoughts are so powerful because that's what's going to come out of your mouth eventually. You can't think you're broke and never say it. And so when Peter had this revelation of who Christ was and was sure about it, does this mean Peter was perfect after that? No, he renounced Jesus. He said, oh, I don't know him. No, he denied Jesus 3 times. He chopped off somebody's ear. Even after this, Jesus had to rebuke him. Was he perfect? No. But that is just even more hope for us who are imperfect people, that if we just keep this revelation of Christ, Jesus will see us through. Jesus will become the stand in the gap for us the way we stand in the gap for these women. Jesus will stand in the gap and make up for what we cannot do on our own. And he will make sure you get in position to do what he has already designated for you to do. And I feel like that's just where I'm at right now. I just know who Jesus is, and I'm sure. And I don't care if I walk in these spaces and you think I'm, too Christian or talking about Jesus too much, whatever. Okay. I'm only here because of him. I'm doing what y'all are doing without the education. I did not go to school for public policy, public health policies, which, I'm really considering doing that because I just want the general knowledge of it, but I'm already operating in this space. Sis, you can do anything God tells you can do. I am not in these positions because of me and my knowledge. These are divine downloads that God has given me, and now I'm walking them out because I was obedient and faithful with what he gave me in little. He is expanding us, and that's what 2026 is. And I need you to understand that you thinking you need more education, you thinking you need more time, you thinking you need more resources is holding you back, because when God is ready to establish you, he's going to establish you, period, and nothing can stop that. But you don't need the stuff beforehand. Let him unfold it, because now I know specifics. Because when we first started, I didn't know it was going to be all this. We were a for-profit. I was just doing coaching, memberships. I did not know we were going to operate as a nonprofit. I did not know we were going to be in the scope of government or community service or human services. I didn't know that. But I just kept going and I just kept moving. I kept adding things. I kept trying things. I wasn't afraid for y'all to see me look like I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't afraid to fail. I wasn't afraid of not making progress. I wasn't afraid. You can't be afraid to be seen in progress, because that's all we all are. We are in progress. And if you just get over that, he will put you in a position where you are seen, but also making change. Ask me how I know. So make sure that you subscribe to your girl's Substack, okay? Your girl's book is going to be launching, okay, in the next 2 weeks. It's called The Year the Cycle Breaks, and I go more in depth into identity and who you are, and I'm just so excited for that to drop. Yeah, I'm just so excited for that to drop. I really am. A lot of the girls are really excited because I'm going in depth into how things developed in my childhood and how I had to unlearn them as an adult in order to be able to step into this giant purpose of mine. And you all have one. Understand that. The Lord has plans to prosper you, not through just, I'm giving you $1 million. He has plans to prosper you because he's giving you an idea or something. He's giving you a destiny. He's giving you a purpose, and you know. And purpose discovery tip number 1, I have a couple purpose discovery sessions coming up next week, and I'm really excited because I love doing purpose coaching. I love it because you know already. I'm just moving the stuff out the way to help you see. But I have a session next week, and tip 101, what group of people do you have a soft heart for? Children, pets, animals, men, young boys, young girls, senior citizens, elderly, people impoverished. Who are you called to? And you know that. And you start there. And so I walk the girls through the discovery of that process, and it's so fun. I love it. I can't wait to meet with I have a new client coming next week, and I can't wait to meet with her and just talk with her through what she believes her purpose. Oh, I love it. It's my favorite. Because watching women truly feel like they've discovered what they think their life story will have a part of it is just, it's so impactful. I love purpose coaching. But not more than health and wellness coaching. So definitely, if you need to finally have someone unravel that inconsistency loop you're stuck in and finally give you something that can meet you on your capacity, not starting this plan that you found an influencer gave you for free. No, it's a plan that is customized to your capacity. So I'm just so excited to be in this space. Like, I've truly leapt into a whole different version of myself in a year. And our events are coming up. HPC weekend is February 7th. So definitely tap in. I'm doing a free group coaching that Friday. That's February 6th, I believe. I'm so excited for that. There's only 12 spots. So definitely RSVP while you can. Download the app. It's in the event section. All of this stuff is in the app. Subscribe to the Substack. Book will be launching. Make sure that you RSVP to my workshop where I'm launching the book. Okay, that will be in the link down below. RSVP. The Year the Cycle Breaks, the workshop is called. So let's get to it. Period. I'm so excited for this year. God is establishing us through our identities, and I'm grateful that I can share with you the wealth of knowledge that he has given me in this time so that you can also have a whole different year this year. And then next year, find yourself in a completely different space. It's just so exciting. So Thank you for allowing me to speak life into you. Thank you for being a part of Her Promise Circle at any capacity. We are accepting prayer team applications. We also need volunteers. So if you guys are willing to be involved, if you're in the Atlanta area, we need you. If you're in the Atlanta area and you're a professional or a career-driven woman, or you have a business, you're in the nonprofit space, come to our co-working days at Condessa Coffee in Midtown. That's going to be January 21st. And then February 7th is our big event that evening after Keandra does our first in-person fitness class. So if you are into faith and fitness, that is for you. That's February 7th. All of this, again, is linked down below. Or you can go to Eventbrite and just search Her Promise Circle and you'll see all of our events. All of our public events. If you're a member, that's how you can see all of our virtual stuff. I'm so excited for this year. And I just pray that you feel that same giddiness that I do, that same like birthing feeling. It just feels like everything's spewing out of me and everything God has called me to now that I've had this true revelation of who I am in Him. Girl, it's over. It's over. I had the girls in Bible study walk through a beautiful moment tonight where they did a visualization exercise, and I had them walk through who they were in their striving mode, and I had them release her, and I had them say, I got it now. And that's where I'm at right now. I got it now. This version of me who can rest and receive, who can walk boldly and powerfully, but not in survival mode, is me. I'm her. So let's go. Let's get to it. All the things are linked down below. MichalRenee.com is my coaching site. So if you want to read more about what I offer coaching wise, go to MichalRenee.com. HerPromiseCircle.com is our website for HPC if you want to learn more about HPC. And follow me on Instagram because I talk about all of it there. Michal.Renee. Her Promise Circle on Instagram as well. And on TikTok as well, where I share some insights and things. So yeah, I'm everywhere. We're everywhere. You can find us anywhere. I'm going to pray us out and I'll see you next week. Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for this time I've spent with my sisters. I thank you for carrying and watching over them and protecting them on their commute or wherever they're listening to this podcast from. I pray that this year is truly the divine release we've been waiting for, not because it's just time for material blessings, Lord, but because we're becoming the women who live and walk and abide in you, who always seek after your face. Lord, I thank you that we are that. I thank you that we are her right now. I thank you that we are not waiting any longer in order to be seen by you in a way that shows us that we've always been your daughters. We've always been favored by you. We've always been positioned by you. I thank you for the healing that you're doing in our hearts. Just mold our hearts, Lord, to seek after your face and surrender unto you. Continue to see you and be spoken to by you. Lord, give us fertile hearts that always are humbled and ready to hear and learn and munch and crunch on your word. I thank you for all these things in your name. All the divine releases are set moments, appointed times, and done. It is so, and so it is. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. All right, sis, I will see you later. Email me, Michal@herpromisecircle.com if you have any questions. If you want to community partner with us or sponsor any events, etc. with us, let us know. And yeah, I think that's everything. Okay, love you. Bye.